More than any other sport, the captain of an NHL team matters. Whether communicating with the refs or leading the team in the locker room, an NHL captain is a revered and respected position. Captains are decided by overall skill, team tenure, and leadership abilities. But currently, there are 10 teams in the NHL without a captain, almost one third. Many of these teams will take a couple of seasons to decide and rock with 3 alternate captains, but that won't stop us from peering into the future. So let us look at who might be the next captain for all 10 of these teams. The first team is the Anaheim Ducks. Gudis was named the captain before the 2024-2025 season and served for 2 years. He was a gritty player who emerged as a leader in the locker room, so it only made sense for him to be the captain. Now that he is a part of the Florida Panthers, the Ducks will need to look for a new captain. If I made this video a few weeks ago, Leo Carlsson would have definitely been on the list, but after the situation with the Philadelphia Flyers and the accepted offer, I feel like the relationship is just too strained right now to consider him for a captain. Maybe eventually in the future, but for now, I think he might just stay an alternate. My first actual pick for captain is in line with Radko Gudas, Chris Kreider. Kreider is a 35-year-old gritty forward, a veteran of the league, and he seems to fit in really well with this team. Next is Jackson Lacombe. The last time the Ducks won a Stanley Cup, Scott Niedermayer was their captain, who is a defenseman just like Jackson Lacombe. Lacombe was drafted by the Ducks in 2019 and has been full-time with them since the 2023-2024 season. He is already an alternate captain and a gold medalist, being a sub for the 2026 U.S. Olympic team. The Ducks gave him a big contract, so they already have some faith in him. And my third choice would be Beckett Seneca, the youngest choice for the Ducks. Seneca is already paving his way in the league. He was drafted and just finished his rookie season, racking up 60 points for the Ducks. He already has the voice of a captain.
Yeah, really exciting game for us. A lot of goals, and the fans were great. I mean, that was the first time in eight years, and we built off their energy all game.
And I feel like if he continues like he has been, he'll be captain material in no time. Next are the Boston Bruins, who are a really weird one for me. Since Marchand was unceremoniously traded to the Panthers, a new captain has not been named. Currently, Pasternak, Elias Lindholm, and Charlie McAvoy are the alternate captains, and I feel like one of them should probably be the next captain. I'm very surprised that one of them was not named already. I'd imagine that McAvoy or Pasternak will be the next one, unless the Bruins are waiting for something else to come along. Maybe someone like James Higgins, who went to Boston University and has Boston in his blood. But besides that, I don't really see a path for anyone else. After Nick Foligno was traded to the Minnesota Wild, the Blackhawks never named a new captain, and didn't even name a new alternate captain either, just rocking with Bedard and Bertuzzi for the end of the season. They're one of the most obvious ones, but we can still entertain a few options. First is Tyler Bertuzzi. He was an alternate captain last season, so it makes sense for him to take that step up. He is a super gritty player, has great net front presence, and had 32 goals last season. Second is Alex Vlasic. Vlasic is the longest tenured player on the Chicago Blackhawks at this point. He is a great left-handed defensive defenseman and was a huge piece of the Hawks' great penalty kill last season. On top of that, he's an Illinois boy, so he's probably going to be on this team for a long time. And last but certainly not least, Connor Bedard. Bedard is almost certainly the next captain of this team. Before his injury, I think that they would have announced his contract signing and captaincy at the same time during the summer. But with this injury, they might have to wait on that. Bedard is great statistically and is already a huge leader on the team. He is one of the most obvious next captains in the league. It's just a question of when. Boone Jenner signing with the Washington Capitals has not only left a hole at the center position, but also the Blue Jackets captaincy. Last season, Charlie Coyle, Eric Goodbranson, Sean Monahan, and Zach Werenski served as alternates. And if this was a month ago, Werenski would have been a lock to be the next captain, but now I'm not so sure. But we will start with Werenski anyways, because apparently things are all good in Columbus. Last season, Werenski had 81 points in 75 games and won the Norris Trophy for the best defenseman in the league. He has been a huge part of this team for 10 years, and seems like the most obvious choice for captaincy if things really are good in Columbus. They said the same about Brady in Ottawa, and look what happened, so I'm not sure. Besides Werenski, I think Monahan would be a great captain for this team. He's a super solid two-way center and has already been a leader on this team, even though he has only been on Columbus for 2 seasons. I was going to say that he is an old veteran, but he's only 31 years old. It feels like Monahan has been in the league forever. I think if it's not these two, then we have to look at the youth of the team, and the one that sticks out to me is Adam Fantilli. Fantilli was drafted by the Blue Jackets in 2023 and started playing with them during the 2023-2024 season. I've seen Columbus play live a few times, and he's a stud, and I wouldn't be surprised if he just keeps getting better and better. If you're enjoying this video so far, please Scott Stevens smash the subscribe button so this channel can get off the floor and on the board. Thank you all so much for your support so far. Earlier this year, Anze Kopitar retired from the NHL after being the captain of the Kings since the 2016-2017 season. Last season, the Kings had Mikey Anderson, Drew Doughty, and Adrian Kempe as their alternates. Unfortunately, their pipeline of youth isn't great, so I think it does come down to these three. Doughty is the obvious choice. He's been on the team since 2008 and has been an alternate captain since 2016. He is probably retiring soon, but you can get a couple of years of captaincy out of him. Next is Mikey Anderson, who has been on the Kings since the 2019-2020 season. He's 27 years old, so he's a little younger, but already a leader on this team. And finally is Adrian Kempe, who is the superstar of the Kings. He has been on the team since 2016 and is undoubtedly their best player and is currently trusted to be one of their alternate captains. After Anders Lee left the Islanders for the Utah Mammoth, they are left without a captain. Last season, Bo Horvat, Kyle Palmieri, and Ryan Pulak were the alternate captains. Palmieri is such a vet that I don't think they'll put the C on him, but Bo Horvat is definitely someone that I could see becoming their captain. He's 31 years old, their top-line center, great two ways, and has experience being a captain when he captained the Vancouver Canucks. He is still young enough to lead this team for a few years, but has that pedigree for sure. But there was one guy that I am sure Islanders fans would absolutely love to be their next captain, Matthew Schaefer. Schaefer is an absolute stud on and off the ice. He played all 82 games in his rookie season, had 59 points, and was so great defensively. On top of that, he adores Long Island and this franchise already. He is the first unanimous Calder Trophy winner since Teemu Selanne, who had 76 goals and 132 points in his rookie season. That is the kind of breakout star he is, and he's another case of when rather than if. A situation that is not as clear-cut is the vacant captaincy of the Ottawa Senators. Brady was traded to the Panthers, and there are a few different players who could take up the mantle. Last season, 4 different players served as alternate captain: Claude Giroux, Tim Stützle, Thomas Chabot, and Jake Sanderson. It is still very questionable if Giroux is coming back, and I just don't think it will be him, but the other 3 are definitely up for the captaincy. First is Tim Stützle, Ottawa's top center. The German is 24 years old and has been on the Senators his entire career. Last season, he broke the point-per-game threshold once again with an 83-point season. He gets a lot of points and will be leading the offense next season. Next is who I think is the most likely next captain, Thomas Chabot. Chabot is Ottawa's top defenseman and has been an alternate captain on the team since 2020. He is obviously a leader in this locker room and has the tenure to back it up. Also, he's Canadian, so there's less of a chance of him taking his talent south. The final one for the Sens is an exciting one, Jake Sanderson. Sanderson just turned 24 years old and is already an alternate captain on this team. He's coming off of 2 seasons with 40 or more points, and if he commits to the Senators, he is the future of this team. If he is already showing leadership abilities at his young age, I can't imagine how much better he'll be in the next couple years. The next team is probably the most obvious one. The Sharks have been captainless since Logan Couture. Tyler Toffoli had acted as a spiritual captain of the team, but he was never actually given the C. And it's obvious that it's because they're holding on to the C for Celebrini. I mean, an 82-game, 115-point season is ridiculous. He's a monster on the ice, and they're going to sell millions of Celebrini jerseys with the C on the front of it. This is so horrible, but I had no idea that Braden Shen has been the captain of the St. Louis Blues for 3 years. He was traded to the Islanders at the trade deadline this past season, and the Blues have not chosen someone since, but they're kind of in a weird situation where the Blues were trying to move on from some of their better players at the trade deadline. Thomas and Parayko were both alternates on the team, but were shopped around at the deadline, so I think it would be good for the team to look at some of their younger players. I think if they were to commit to Thomas or Parayko, I think that Thomas is probably the most likely captain, but either way, we'll still take a look at some of the younger guys. First is Jake Neighbors, who is 24 years old and already an alternate captain on this team. He's a young, strong player, and he fits the identity of the Blues to a T. He was drafted by the Blues and has been on the team since the 2021-2022 season. Besides him, I feel like we have to look at some of the newer players on the team. First is Jimmy Snuggerud. He had his rookie season last year and had a solid 51 points. He is still 22 years old, so he has more time to grow into this role, but he's had a good start so far. The last pick for me is Mason McTavish. He's not played a game for St. Louis yet, but he just seems like a player the organization will love. A big power forward center just fits into everything the team is about. If he commits there long term, I could definitely see him becoming their captain, similar to how Ryan O'Reilly became their captain a few years ago. And finally, the Vancouver Canucks. After trading Quinn Hughes to the Wild, they have been captainless. Vancouver is super interesting. They are still tearing everything down, and I don't think they are going to name a captain soon. The longest tenured alternate captain of the team is Brock Besser and Elias Pettersson, but I feel like if they were going to be the captain, they would have been the captain already. I think youth is definitely the best option with these guys, just like the Blues. And why not look towards their newest draft pick, Caleb Malhotra? With Dad on the bench, why not have this team led by the Malhotras? I honestly don't know who else this team has to make their captain anytime soon, but a Malhotra run Canuck sounds kind of fun. And that is who I think will fill each team's vacant captaincy. A lot of you who are fans of these teams would have a lot better insight than I do, so let me know. But I did my absolute best with what I saw last season. So please comment your thoughts below, like if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more.